Mos Bros Sports on Rant Radio Network.
Coming at ya! Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Mos Bros Sports here on the iRant Radio Network.
Gonna get some cold cuts today.
Took me a second. I had to reach for the button there. Welcome to iRantRadio.com, home of Three Guys Rant and home to Mos Bros Sports. Welcome to another episode. Thank you for joining us today. We're always pleased to have you. The number, if you want to dial in and give us your sports take, is 855-969-RANT. That's 855-969-7268. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. It's not football season, but we're going to talk some football. We're going to talk some March Madness. We're going to talk a little bit of spring training baseball. We're going to talk a little bit about the weekend. So if you got something you want to contribute to the show, we'd love to have you call in. We promise not to scare you off. We want to hear what you got to say and contribute to the show. So feel free to call in. Again, that's 855-969-7268. Mos Bros Sports here on iRant Radio. And let's get right into the weekend, man. I had a pretty damn busy weekend. I don't know about yourself. How was your weekend?
It wasn't too bad. I'd say border on at my own pace, I would say.
Okay.
At my own pace. Nothing rushed around where I was going from one event to another. Anything like that. It's the story of my life.
You should have that button in your bedroom.
I should. It should be my ringtone. So when Friday night, decided to pick up some steaks after work.
Some steaks?
Some nice ribeyes. Dude, they're pretty big, like $12 a pound. Got 2 steaks.
Like a 16-ounce?
Yeah, it was about yay big. Cooked up 2 of them. Did a little corn on the cob.
Okay.
Put a little butter, a little Lowry salt.
Nice. I
Wrapped
love
in
the
foil.
Lowry salt on the corn on the cob.
Wrapped it in
That's goodness
foil,
right there.
Then put it on the grill.
No peanut butter?
No peanut butter this time.
Okay.
And then you let that simmer on there. You don't cook them too much. You put them on the top. Just let them heat up. Put the steaks on.
Good.
Put them on there. Great dinner.
Great dinner, huh?
I got some shrimp cocktail too. That was kind of expensive, but
Not fruit cocktail.
fruit cocktail. No, not fruit cocktail. So that wasn't too bad. And then Saturday woke up.
No carbs on that meal, huh? No rice, no pasta, no
shrimp
no
cocktail,
potato?
shrimp cocktail, corn on the cob, and a steak.
protein heavy.
Carbs were beer.
There you go.
A couple Rolling Rocks.
Oh, nice.
Not bad, not bad.
I dig a little Rolling Rock for an inexpensive beer.
Dude,
It's a pretty decent flavor.
$7.99 for a 12-pack. Can you beat that?
Is that a Coors or a Bud product?
I'm not too sure.
I think it's a Coors product.
Not too sure. That'd be a great question.
No shameless promotion here, but
Yeah,
I was
none
just curious.
whatsoever.
No.
And then I got a new beer too. I think it was I don't know if it was a Sierra Nevada or if it was might have been a Sam Adams. No. Anyways, I'll have to ask the wife, but it was a new beer. I thought I'd try it, but it was okay.
Just okay.
Just okay.
That's too bad.
We got a 6-pack though, so it's worth trying, but
Yeah.
it was a little heavy for me. I'm not a big. It was like more of a thick beer.
I was going to say, you're not a big Sierra Nevada guy. I
Nah.
know you don't like the darks or the
No, not
IPAs.
really,
and-
no.
Yeah.
So, but that was good. And then woke up Saturday morning to a T-ball game at.
Oh, that was just Friday night.
That was just Friday night. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, come on now. Spare no expense, my man.
Absolutely.
And then Saturday, went to a nice T-ball game at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Kicked the allergies off real good.
Mm-hmm.
Finished the night with my buddy's 30th birthday party. So
Nice.
turned out good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Good weekend.
Nothing on Sunday, just lounging around?
I think so. Nothing on Sunday. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Nothing on Sunday. How about yourself?
I had the T-ball game. Friday night was pretty casual. The usual pizza
Pizza?
night.
Attaboy.
Pizza night on Friday night.
What kind of toppings you got?
Well,
on
it's
pizza?
Lent. It's Lenten season for me, the Catolico.
Mhm.
Me and my house, we do practice Lent. So we give up the meat on Friday.
Like lint from your socks.
Lent, Lent,
okay.
not Lent like you get in your belly button.
Okay.
So this is Lenten season. So no meat. We did little jalaps and olives. Kids had
So
olives.
kind of like sweet and spicy.
I love the sweet
Is
and
that how it
spicy.
is?
Kind of. I mean, olives aren't really sweet. Maybe a little more salty. So you got the salty and
I'm
the
sorry, I just
spicy.
said jalapenos. You said olives.
I said jalaps
Oh, jalap.
for jalapenos.
Jalapenos, yeah.
Jalapenos and olives. Olives aren't sweet.
I thought you said pineapple.
No. The
Man, I'm
kids got
tripping.
pineapple and olives.
Oh, I'm tripping.
That's what it
I'm
was.
tripping.
You were thinking
Sorry.
about your
Sorry,
nephew.
Sorry.
It's all good, baby.
Go ahead.
So we did that Friday night,
ahead.
hung out. I think we watched maybe The Killing for a little bit, a couple episodes, and then Saturday woke up to T-ball, enjoying the T-ball. The kids are complaining. They want to go swimming and they want to
It's
get
too
out
hot
of
out
the
there, huh?
heat. Yeah, and we got the of course, if you've had kids or if you remember playing Little League yourself, for our viewers out there, if you remember having the chocolate candy bar sales, we had that. So we had to distribute candy bars this weekend. That was a lot of fun. Already got a head start on selling those, so we're doing pretty good there. I'm going to. I forgot to, but I will.
Or taking to mom's office. They'll take care of them.
Yeah,
real
I
quick.
think Bernice has already did that today.
Real quick.
So that should be gone by tomorrow. Better be. And then Saturday after that, went home, went to Costco and started getting some little ingredients. We were having some a day in the park, kind of a play date with some friends of ours. Our godson, and our younger son Michael, his godparents. You know, we kind of have that thing going on, the back and forth there on the godparents thing. Having a little day in the park with them, little play date, and the wife made some delicious ceviche. Ceviche, for those of you that don't know, a little Spanish seafood-inspired dish. It had shrimp, avocado, tomatoes, onions, lime juice, cilantro. Just fantastic, especially on a hot summer day. So hung out at the park and did that. By the end of the day, we were pretty beat, so we just hung out.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, though. Sunday, get ready, go to church on Sunday. You know, that's doing the church thing. Amen. Oh, my Lord. And
they get me started with
that. When my wife was going to the youth group at the church, her youth minister at the time actually became a priest.
Damn.
And so he still comes back to the church from time to time and does the sermons and the service on Sunday. So he was there this Sunday, which was nice. Got to see him and ended up kind of having an improvised barbecue at some other friend's house.
Could never hate on an improvised barbecue.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
He's like, hey, I'm going to go get some carne. You guys bring a side. I got beer at the house. We'll have a little barbecue.
Downey, right?
That's how they do.
Carne asada. They don't think of anything else.
So it was a fantastic. So headed over there, had a couple 2-tree brewskis, couple of Chardonnays.
Okay.
And carne asada, chicken, pineapple brats.
Like in the brats or just like kind of
in
a
the
topping?
brats, yeah. But it was good because you had the saltiness
okay.
and then the sweetness of the pineapple.
Sweet
a little
and salty?
sweet and salty. It was
Okay.
really good.
All right.
And yeah, just we were there till dark, and the kids starting to get a little bit fussy. But it was warm outside, so I had the meat sweats going a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But man,
The beer sweats?
I don't eat a lot of red meat, and red meat just.
Wait, so can you eat carne asada on Sunday?
This was Sunday, yeah, just Friday. That's
it's
why.
just Friday? Okay.
And you may not. I don't know if you've noticed this.
Nah.
But in advertising, McDonald's, Carl's Jr., they really push the fish sandwiches around this time of year.
Do they?
Yes, and it's to coincide with Lent. They're advertising to the Catholics out there. They want to make sure that they get their filet-o-fish sandwich.
How was the meat though?
I can't say the meat.
How was the
good.
carne asada? Because sometimes you go to meat markets, you hit and miss. You know, sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't look good.
Well, we went,
and then you get like
got
it
the
doesn't
meat
look good,
from,
and it tastes good.
It was good. It
Yeah.
was good. I will say, and the
Not
chef
too
did it
dry?
up right. My buddy Mark, big fan of the show. So
There you go.
word up to Mark and his family.
Thanks for watching, Mark.
Always. So he cooked it up right. Grill master. You know, he knew what he was doing.
Okay.
Did it up right.
Okay.
Bernice made a nice salsa to go with it. My wife.
Not potato salad.
My wife. So
Not
that
potato
was
salad.
no potato salad this time. So
That's her
just
go-to, man.
some
She always
chips.
makes potato
It's
salad.
fantastic. That's why. So overall,
Nice.
really great weekend. Really busy.
Nice.
And looking forward to another great weekend this weekend.
Yeah, of
Celebrate the
course.
missus' birthday, which was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Bernice.
St. Patty's Day. Happy birthday. Love you. And so overall, really great weekend.
Dropping the L word, huh?
Yes, sir. Love my wife. Happy wife, happy life, my
That's what
friend.
it
If you
is.
haven't found that out
Amen.
already,
I know.
you better subscribe to it.
I know.
All right, so let's kick it off with the sports talk a little bit. A lot of stuff going on,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I got a lot of stuff on my list here. I got a little NFL, I got some MLB, a little bit of NBA, some March Madness. We got a
It
few
is
minutes
March,
here
my
before the
man.
break, so we want to jump into the March Madness.
Sure, why not?
All
Do
right.
what you got to do, man.
Well, let's talk a little bit about a couple of the play-in games that happened.
I don't know. Do you like these games?
I'm not.
I don't.
I don't.
They technically call it like the first round now.
Right, I saw
I'm
that.
just like-
I saw that, and I was
And I was getting confused because they were like some of the matchups for the first. Well, I call the first round.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, oh, like Kansas versus New Mexico State in the second round. I was like, when did New Mexico State win a game?
Right.
You know, so I'm just like trying to figure it out. And then I look at the bracket, and it's like labeled as a second round, and I'm just like, that doesn't make sense at all.
Not at all.
I don't like these little first round playoff games. You had the 2 16 seeds play. I did like the Ole Miss BYU game. That was
that was an exciting game.
Yeah, that was. I don't know if you saw it. It was on the other day, but that was an 11 seed versus an 11 seed, which came out to be pretty good.
Right.
So, and then the 16 and 16 games, those are always okay, but it's just like, I don't need another. I mean, I love March Madness, don't get it wrong.
Right.
But I don't need to see 2 more teams that I really don't know anything about.
I mean, there's it's more than that. There's
yeah. Well, yeah. There's 6 games going on
right
now.
Right.
There's actually a game being played right now. I think it's between Boise State and Dayton.
And it happened just the way the tournament laid out. They're actually playing in Dayton.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
that's where those games are being played. So
nice.
Right now, Boise State. I may need to refresh my page, but last time at halftime, Boise State 29, Dayton 20.
Okay.
So I'm gonna refresh this though, see if I can't make sure I've got a correct score there.
It's probably still halftime, but always good to see the brackets come out, man. I mean, it's just, if you don't fill out a bracket, you're just not a sports fan. I mean, even a non-sports fan, it's like just a way of life in America.
Even if you're not in a pool or something like that,
you go to any type of business, I can guarantee you got one person talking about the bracket.
Right.
And if they're not talking to themselves about it, they're definitely talking to somebody about it.
Right.
It's something. It's like the Super Bowl coming up. It's this month's big event. You got March Madness, you got the Masters coming up in April. So it's kind of like you don't have anything really in March. Baseball season's just getting here. NBA and NHL, seasons are coming to an end. Playoffs are about to start, but NCAA basketball is right in the swing of things.
My old job, not the one I have now, I don't really have the time or the luxury to really sit down and watch basketball during the regular business hours.
Right.
But when I used to actually work in an office for my 9 to 5,
oh yeah, they'd have day games.
I would have on one of my tabs on my web browser.
Oh yeah.
I'd have the game on, whatever game was going live right there for either the Masters or March Madness. Both of those around that time of year, because I could sit there and I could listen to it on my headphones and just kind of click back and forth to it, or kind of have it like on that little side screen while I'm doing my work.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. I know there's a lot of people at work that do that, or they're going to take a sick day on Thursday. They might have had a cough at work today, or been sneezing, or maybe rubbing their nose a lot to kind of get a little red, make it look like they're sick. So
yeah.
So for the bosses out there might be some people calling in sick tomorrow, but I know I won't be one of them.
I bet a lot of people calling sick today.
Maybe.
St. Patrick's Day being yesterday.
We're going to talk a little bit more about March Madness. We're going to get into our brackets and see who we got going to the Final Four. And if you want to give us your predictions, we'd love to hear them. Stay tuned to Mos Bros Sports here on iRant Radio.
Experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmart, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, 2 things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number 1 Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior Tequila. There's only number 1. There's only number 1. There's only number 1.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
ProTech Carpet Tile and Care provides professional cleaning services for carpet, tile, grout, upholstery, and fine area rugs.
ProTech technicians are professionally trained and certified cleaning and restoration experts.
We specialize in restoring damage caused by heavy soil and odor.
We can remove challenging spots such as coffee, tea, ink, gum, wine, and many more.
We have saved our customers thousands of dollars on new flooring and furniture expenses with our advanced cleaning processes.
Call for a free estimate at 562-447-4300 and visit us on our website, www.myprotectsite.com.
Hey, this is Joe Perez, owner at ProTech. Just reminding you that ProTech Carpet and Tile Care is your professional choice.
10304.
And we are live back here on Mos Bros Sports. It is a Wednesday afternoon, evening. Thank you for joining us here on iRant Radio.
Gonna get some cold cuts today.
Yes, sir. We're going to continue on with our March Madness discussion. I didn't fill out my entire bracket, I will admit, but I did fill in my final four. At least I got it down to that, so we'll get into that a little bit. But one thing, I'm looking at kind of articles talking about the season. I don't really follow college basketball much during the regular season. I don't know. Do you?
Not many people do.
Yeah.
They put the games on. Some of the games during the week, they're getting a lot better with the matchups to make people watch it a little bit more. There might be there's a lot. I mean, Duke and North Carolina probably play the certain amount of times every year, but maybe they're just putting them on primetime ESPN now instead of maybe on a 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning or something like that.
And that's the time I only really watch college basketball. If I'm
Sitting
up
at
in the
home.
morning, maybe right after breakfast or before we're getting out to go do something, I'll make sure I always check Channel 2.
Yeah.
And see if there's some college basketball on, golf or basketball, and I'll try to catch, maybe a quarter or something like that and just kind of get a little bit for what. Because, I mean, college basketball is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. But for a long time, I had no attraction to college basketball. I didn't get it. I thought the play was sloppy. It's just, why am I going to watch a B quality product when I've got an A quality product in the NBA?
Right.
To me, it's like it's not the same. But I think what I've come to realize is that in college basketball, they actually play defense.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. I mean,
That
I
is
know
what it is
they play defense in the NBA, but not with the heart and the grit and the try on every possession to really stop and go, because college basketball is not a high scoring game.
Well, their bodies aren't built. And
I know the skill level's not there too. I get
for
that.
them to play hard defense, but I actually think they play a lot harder than a lot of the NBA players.
I agree.
They're out there trying to get a job in the NBA or any type of. If a lot of these basketball players don't make it in the NBA, they go play somewhere else in the world and they get paid.
Yeah, a lot of European basketball.
Japan, China, Australia, they'll go somewhere and get paid to play.
Yeah.
So they're not just auditioning for the NBA, they're auditioning for some type of career in NBA. So
well, then you got to give it. If you make it to the college level, why not give everything you got? I know if I played college baseball, I would have left it all out there in the field, no doubt.
No doubt, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. I think, everybody beats it to death. They always say it, but it's hard to be so attracted to something when you have no idea what you're watching. You can't say any other players on the team. The players are leaving after 1 year, which is cool. They have their opinion to do this and that, and everybody's got a different family situation or whatever. They try to make money for their family or whatever. So that's all cool. But as a fan, it's not attractive to you. It's not attractive to you. You don't. When you go and watch another team, you're like, oh, who's this number 20, 22 or number 10 kid on this? I don't know who this guy is.
Right.
And then you get to the playoffs and then you finally hear about all these kids. But to be an average fan and watch them on just a regular Saturday or Sunday morning, you don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. You just keep watching these games and you're just like, oh, okay.
It's just see, a bunch of guys out there playing basketball.
Yep. And the next year
you recognize the teams, you recognize
the coaches,
the Villanovas, the
same.
Gonzagas, the Dukes, and the big name programs, Michigan State, what have you, North Carolina, but yeah, I agree. That's so. What's your take on that? This is something we haven't really had a chance to attack here on Mos Bros Sports. The whole one and done thing. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like you're not a fan of the 1 and 1. Do you think they should be able to go straight from high school to the NBA?
I think they changed it to 2 years. Starting
next year.
No, I think they changed
Is
it to
it?
2 years. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, I think if they do go, I think here's how it should be. They should have the option out of high school what they want to do. Okay, if they want to go to the pros, let them go to the pros and do what they got to do. If they want to go to college, let them go to college, but they have to do a 2 years minimum, no matter what.
Okay.
And what they should definitely do, I don't know if they have it already. They could, I don't know what, but put them in like some classes where they're like some like financing classes or like some like business classes. I'm sure they wouldn't even go to the class anyways, but
Business ethics.
so but they need classes like that so they know what to do when they get to the pros in 2 years when they're 20 years old and they get, they see $250,000 on a check for the first time. It's like, what do I do with all this money?
Right.
They need
Go
to
buy
know
a car, buy a
Exactly.
house, buy some
Exactly.
jewelry.
Buy my mom a house, buy my dad a house.
Right.
They need to do all this, but that's not smart. They need to go to classes, have them take those classes to be ready to go on to the next level to live your life the way it should be lived.
Good call.
Yeah.
So what do you do for the player then that goes straight from high school to the NBA and doesn't have the chance to take those classes? Because I know that's one thing the NBA is kind of worried about.
That's their choice.
I mean,
though.
well, no, it's not. Well, yeah, it's their choice, but it's also the choice of the NBA to have the ability to draft them.
Yeah.
There have been exceptions. I just look at the last couple of players that came straight out of high school. Look at LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, guys like that came straight out of high school.
Mhm.
But these are guys that are kind of above and beyond. They've been very talented, but yet also very mature for their age. They've been able to adapt, to the NBA and not get caught up in the glitz and the glam. But there's a lot of knuckleheads too that are playing in the NBA that,
Yeah.
look at
Andrew Bynum.
Yeah, Andrew Bynum's Gilbert Arenas, I know that was maybe a little bit a while ago.
He came out of college. I think he went to Arizona.
Yeah, but again, just not a guy that maybe necessarily made the best decisions
Right.
off the court. Latrell Sprewell was pretty infamous for his antics and stuff like that.
There's a
So
lot of guys out there that don't know how to spend their money. That's what I'm saying. They need
not just the spending money part, but just I think the maturity level.
Yeah.
It's really hard, I think, for kids to be mature enough, I think, to hop into the NBA like that. I think if the league finds the right kid and they think he's ready for the NBA level, talent-wise and maturity-wise, I say they should be able to draft him. I think that's up to them. And again,
maybe if they go straight from the pros to high school, they have to have a certain GPA in high school.
From high school to pros?
Yeah.
Uh,
Make them have what's a high GPA? 4, but that's like straight
four,
A's, right?
four is pretty hard, but maybe over
So-
3.5.
There you go.
Put it over under at 3.5.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
There you go.
Speaking of over-unders.
If they
We'll get into that later.
if they want to go to the pros, then that's what they got to do,
Yeah.
So
Good point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to start watching. I'll probably get into the tournament this weekend and start watching a little bit more.
yeah.
But not a lot of storylines really. As I'm searching around trying to find out who's the hot team, who might be a Cinderella. Not a lot of really exciting stories or teams that are really catching fire right now. I think the only team that's really standing out is the big undefeated Kentucky.
That's the big story.
Coach Calipari's team being undefeated, and can they run the table? The odds are definitely in their favor. I think last time I looked at the odds, they were 10 to 11 favorites, which you don't really hear those kind of odds very often. But
Yeah.
I think from what I understand, if I'm doing the math, if I read the math right, if you bet $100, you'll win 120. So you'll win your $100 back plus 20 more. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So
pretty low.
it's a tough bet.
Yeah.
But the team physically is huge. They're a huge team. They can run up and down the court pretty good, but they seem pretty elite compared to the rest of the division.
Yeah.
Do you think, from what you've seen, what you've heard, what you've read, do you think Kentucky has a chance to run the table?
I do.
Yeah.
I've done a couple pools, and I think I've picked them to win.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what can stand in their way.
Kind of hard to pick against them.
It is really hard. I mean, but that's what the tournament's all about. You think it's, you always have these two teams in your mind that are going to go, and then for some reason it never ends up that way. That's the way it seems like the tournament always ends up. But I mean, they're set up to do this. They got the number 1 seed.
So I was just looking at the bracket. I was
Yeah,
looking
they're
at the one team that I thought there was one team. If there was one team that I thought could upset them, I don't think it's Kansas. Can you imagine if Hampton beat them in the first in the first round? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. Either I would like against them maybe West Virginia or Wichita State.
Yeah, Notre Dame might give them a run for their money, but it's still there's not. They're too big inside, which is going to stop a lot of guards.
Mhm.
As long as the big man don't get in foul trouble for Kentucky,
Mhm.
you know they'll protect the rim from the point guards attacking the rim, and they'll keep them to lower points.
Yeah.
And that's just it. Their guard play is pretty good, but they're going to get it done. They're 34-0. They're probably going to play in Wisconsin from the West bracket, and that's the only team that might beat them when they get to the Final Four. But I don't see anybody beating them in their own bracket. Kansas, Notre Dame, Maryland, West Virginia. I don't see any of those teams really putting up a big fight.
New
against them.
Mexico State.
Yeah, I don't see any of those teams.
Is New Mexico State the Lobos?
I think so.
I think that's what they are.
Yeah.
So, well, who do you got? Who do you got in your Final Four? You want to break that down for us?
Sure. I have Kentucky, and it's too obvious, but I have Kentucky and Wisconsin.
Okay. So you're taking the favorites.
Yep, the number ones.
Mhm.
And then I'm taking Duke.
Out of the South.
Uh-huh. And I think in my bracket,
I thought the East was kind of a tough one to call.
I think, yeah, because it has Michigan State in there, and it has Louisville in there.
Right.
And those two teams, no matter how you put them, they always look like they're getting into the Elite Eight no matter what.
Mhm.
No matter what, they're getting the Elite Eight. So I actually think I have Louisville going out of the East and,
Wow.
and beating Villanova, getting in the Final Four.
Nice. Nice.
And then in my championship game, I have Duke playing Kentucky. And I think my final score I have is like Kentucky 72, Duke 66.
Okay.
That's how I
It's
have
a
it.
respectable game.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I have it as. So
All right.
I see Kentucky winning. Perfect season. One for the history books.
Has it ever been done before?
I was asking Gonzo that the other day. I'm not too sure if it has or not. I was going to look that up, but
I'm gonna look it up right now.
but yeah, that's the way I see it. I kind of agree with you. I think the East bracket is pretty tough. Villanova, NC State's always good too. Louisville, little respect. UC Irvine getting in there, man.
Yep.
Anteaters, right? That's their UC Irvine.
Yes, they are.
Show them a little love, huh? Orange County down there. Virginia, good team, 29-3. Michigan State's always good, like I said. Oklahoma's a 3 seed. They're 22-10 though. I actually think I have them losing to Michigan State, but I don't know how good they're going to be, to tell you the truth. And then Duke, San Diego State as well too, getting in there, going a little ways.
You know, quite a few brackets I was looking at have San Diego State upsetting Duke in that match. Quite a few. I would say, I don't want to say quite half, but I was surprised how many people I saw that were talking about having that be one of the upsets.
Yeah, I don't know about that happening.
I don't know about that either. That's why I was surprised to see it, but I didn't know
Yeah.
if you had seen or heard anything about.
Yeah, Duke's got one of the most dominant players in the league with Okafor going in there, so
Mhm.
I don't see that. I don't see them going too far at all, really, to tell you the truth. San Diego State, they'll beat St. John's.
Right.
Got to give it up for my Bruins. Tough matchup though, playing SMU. I still had to pick them to get out of the first round. That's just me being a Bruins fan. But they'll probably lose the second round to Iowa State.
Hey, I guess it's time to take a break. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to give you my Final Four predictions, and we'll kind of wrap this up. And we'll even talk about a little bit about the Bruins matchup coming up tomorrow. Stay tuned to Mos Bros Sports.
That needs to get noticed, your ideas need a great website. And at Infuse, we build simple, clean, and efficient websites. We believe that even the wildest ideas should come to life in a beautiful way. We build responsive sites, e-commerce sites, and even help with business email setup and search engine optimization. Every great idea needs a great website. Start your new look today. Check us out at www.infuse.com. That's www.enfuse.com, or call us at 800-542-4783. Again, that's 800-542-4783. Infuse, we get it done. We are the Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Make sure to check us out every week at the3guysrant.com.
And you'll find out what they say we're faces for radio and voices for the deaf.
Damn right. Have you seen yourself lately?
Hey, I'm audio candy.
All right. Always tune in each week so you can hear the really absurd news and talk with the Three Guys Rant. Arvin, how do they reach us?
Call us at 855-69-3-GUYS. 855-69-3-GUYS. It's hot out here. I need a drink.
Have a mucho macho michelada.
What's a michelada?
Michelada is a Mexican Bloody Mary made with beer. All you have to do is get bucket-sized michelada, open it up, pour it in your favorite beer, and you're good.
What if you don't like beer?
You can use it in lemon lime soda, vodka with lime, or tequila with lemon lime soda.
Sounds delicious.
Where do you find it?
You can find it at your favorite store, or you can go to muchomachomichelada.com.
Find us on Twitter and Facebook. It's one thing to own a business. It's another to promote it. That's why thousands of business owners rely on Monster Marketing Group. Design, print, mail, custom mailers, all for as little as 29 cents delivered. That includes postage. Send to a neighborhood, zip code, or an entire city. With just a simple call, 888-49-MONSTER, you can easily promote your business, sales, events, grand openings, send coupons, and much more.
Your mail delivers in as little as 5 days. No dealing with the mailing list or paperwork. Monster Marketing does all the heavy lifting. Get started now by calling 888-49-MONSTER or go to monstermg.com.
Monster Marketing Group. We deliver, we give you results, we can prove it.
My whole team is eating off of this good shit. Good shit, nigga. Next time, don't overlook shit. Keep your eyes open and your wallet in your front pocket. Rich and Chef Ghost and Nas niggas is the profit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mos Bros Sports. We're here with you on the iRant Radio Network. It is Wednesday night, and we're going to get into March Madness. We're going to finish talking about the bracket here, but one thing we were talking about last segment, in case you missed it and we're just joining us, thank you for joining in. The number to dial in is 855-969-7268. Undefeated teams through NCAA history. 1956, University of San Francisco did it. Went 29-0 as part of a 60-game winning streak. I guess they're the San Francisco Dons. Kind of irrelevant now. Never heard of them. Then we had 1957 North Carolina Tar Heels did that. Actually, on that squad, a very famous Laker by the name of Wilt Chamberlain on that undefeated North Carolina team. And then we had the illustrious, the infamous, legendary, never be another one like him, John Wooden.
Yes, sir.
Coached several undefeated UCLA basketball titles in 1964, 67, 72, and 73. 73 capped the end of a record 88-game winning streak. Just absolutely ridiculous, unbelievable. Was actually broken when they lost to Notre Dame in January of 1974. And then lastly, the 1976 Indiana Hoosiers was the last team to go undefeated, bell to bell.
What year?
1976. It's a championship season.
76.
So I'm going to break down my...
Yeah, what you got? What's your Final Four? What's
well, my Final Four, here's what I'm looking at. I got Kentucky.
Okay.
Shocker. And because I'm a Pac-12 guy, I've got Arizona.
You know, that's not a bad pick.
I got Arizona coming out of the Midwest. I like them. You know, I want to root for them. I know Wisconsin's the favorite in that.
It's respectable.
And that one, the East, I got to go with Duke. I'm a big fan of Coach K. Got to the 1,000 win. It could be a magical season. You know,
he gets the South.
He gets the South. The South. Oh, I'm sorry. Gets to the 1,000 wins this year, and you know, may have a chance to make this a really magical season. So who knows? I like him in the Final Four. And then in the East, I was really torn. I was torn between two teams. I was torn between Virginia and Oklahoma. Villanova has definitely got a good chance.
Virginia and Oklahoma?
Right. Oklahoma, out of winning the East, yeah.
Okay.
So, but
call it like you see him, Oklahoma. You heard it here first, folks.
I know. I'm taking Virginia though in that bracket.
Okay.
In that bracket. So that's my Final Four. I got Virginia, Duke, Arizona, Kentucky.
You got Michigan State, and you got
Yep.
Don't forget, bud.
Yep.
You have
UC Irvine, we talked about.
You
got Wyoming, LSU, North Carolina State.
But you got Michigan in the East. You got Michigan State. You got Louisville. I'm telling you, these
Villanova.
two teams you can never sleep on them. NC State's good too.
Yep.
You know, up there at the top.
Got to go out here. Got to go out there, man. Got to put something out there a little bit different. Yep.
So So Virginia, Duke.
Yep. Arizona, and Kentucky.
Okay.
And then for my championship, I've got Duke and Kentucky.
Okay.
And I got Kentucky winning, and I'm gonna go with the score. I hadn't really put much thought into the score, but since you called yours, I'm going to go 74-65.
Not bad.
Because came up with that on the spot.
It's always like, usually most of these games, they'll come down to all the fouls at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's free throw shots and missed free throw shots. So I understand that. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Winning by 10 or 9, whatever you said. So,
want to give a shout out to Bobby Goots. Hit me with a text right before we went live on the show here. Was talking about, UCLA making it. They're playing Southern Methodist tomorrow, coached by the one and only Coach Brown.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I
76ers.
kind of forgot about him until this coming up in the tournament. I forgot Larry Brown was still coaching.
Yeah.
So he's got him against UCLA. I heard a lot of complaints though that UCLA maybe shouldn't have made it. They're one of those bubble teams and that kind of made their way in. I mean, an impressive home record, but on the road they were just struggling this year.
They were streaky all year. I mean, 20-13 records.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Nothing to write home about. Nothing special.
Right.
Pac-12 wasn't that good this year. They were okay, but they weren't elite. Oregon was pretty good. Arizona was good. Utah was good. And then UCLA was kind of sitting on that bubble as the fourth team.
Right.
I don't know if they had to pick another team from the Pac-12 because they're, a big conference now with the 12 teams. I don't know if,
or for ratings. People are saying it's a ratings
Yeah,
draw. They
West
want to make
Coast
sure
thing.
they
It
draw
could be-
advertisers and stuff like that.
It could be that from the West Coast too. Yeah, they
Yeah.
want to keep the West Coast fan base in there, but shoot, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
If they get blown out, so be it.
Mhm.
If they win, everybody can sit back in their chair.
That game's at 12:00 tomorrow. I might be, taking my lunch break.
Mañana?
Yeah. Pretty sure it's tomorrow.
Yeah, mañana.
It is, yeah. The 19th. That's tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
So I might be having my lunch break at Buffalo Wild Wings tomorrow for half an hour.
V-dubs?
Sit down and catch a quarter of the game or something.
There you go.
That might be a good thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be on the road?
I'm flying, homeboy.
Oh, you're flying.
Spare no expense.
Why don't you tell the fans where you're going?
I'm flying out tomorrow night,
Mm-hmm.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Gonna go out there, meet up with the other little brother.
Teen? Little
Uh-huh.
teen?
Meet him in Phoenix.
Big teen or little teen?
Little teen.
Little teen.
Meet him in Phoenix. We're gonna go to play some golf.
Okay. Oh, you're flying with your clubs?
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you later. But
All right.
I have a golf bag now to pack all my clubs in.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. So.
Fancy schmancy. Did your brother buy that for you?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll get to that later. But flying out tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Waking up Friday morning, doing a little golf. 18 holes. Going to a baseball game. I'm not sure who I'm seeing because there's a bunch of teams in that whole area.
Right.
In Glendale and not Tucson. There's Camelback
Mhm.
where the Dodgers and White Sox play. But we're going to a game Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday night we're actually seeing the Dodgers play.
Nice.
So, but it's just good to go out there. It's supposed to be beautiful weather. Hopefully it'll clear up my allergies that have been going on for a couple weeks now.
I forgot to bring you my GoPro. I want to send you with the GoPro so you could do a Mos Bros Sports live
From the poolside?
Yeah, why not? Or
Okay.
from the dugout.
I can always record it from my phone.
Just get Eth here on camera. Say, hey,
Yeah.
Eth, what's going on, man? You're gonna get traded this year?
Charge
Call
it
him
up.
out. Yeah.
Charge it up, and I'll take it with me tomorrow.
I'll charge it out. I'll charge it up.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can meet halfway.
That'd be fine.
Because
What time's your flight?
9 o'clock, so I shouldn't be leaving till like 7 or so.
Okay.
Maybe
LAX or
some-
Ontario?
Ontario.
Okay.
Spare no expense. don't
Spared
make-
no expense.
cheap.
JetBlue.
Nah, Southwest, cheapest way, dude.
Southwest.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Sounds good.
So heading out there should be a great weekend. Though. I'm looking
Nice.
forward to it.
We'll be anxious, and I'm sure the fans will be anxious to
Yeah.
hear your reports when you get back. So
Yeah,
that sounds
for
like a
sure.
lot of fun. Let's get into a little bit of NFL. What do you think about? We want to head into the NFL a little bit. There's a couple of things going
couple
on.
things going on. Couple
Yeah,
things. I mean, it is the NFL, probably America's biggest sport.
Yep.
Got to always talk about it. There's always
Yeah.
something going on.
Oh, I mean,
Always
at
something
least
going on.
now there is. And well, I mean,
Yeah.
free agency's been so big. We talked a lot about that last week.
Right.
A lot going on with free agency, but your team, I mean, really making the headlines. The
Yeah.
Eagles
Of
really just
course.
making the headlines. And one of the stories I know in the last week was they had Mr. TRT,
Tim
Mr.
Tebow?
Timothy Richard Tebow, out for a tryout.
They did.
And
I don't
just
know what
curious,
that was all about.
Just curious. I mean, I don't think it's a media stunt. I don't
Yeah.
think it's something like that because Chip Kelly doesn't seem the type to play that way. I mean,
Right.
I don't think the team doesn't need that. They don't need that distraction.
We're-
So I think it's legitimate.
We already had 3 quarterbacks: Sam Bradford,
Mhm.
Sanchez, and Matt Barkley.
An
Don't
injury
know-
prone Bradford,
Yep.
Sanchez, who's
Shaky.
little bit shaky,
And Barkley hasn't proven himself done anything worthwhile. So,
but you got two guys from the Pac-12 there from USC that Chip Kelly's very familiar with. Haven't played against them a few times.
Right.
So he knows those guys very well. Is Barkley out if they're really considering Tebow?
I don't know if they're really considering him. Supposedly the reports are he's already left Philadelphia. They said a lot of reports were saying if he would have done well in the tryouts, they would have signed him to some type of deal, whether it's a 15-day tryout deal or a spring training invite or something like that. But they said no invite has gotten reported.
Right.
So it sounds like he's on a plane going back home. Supposedly Tim Tebow's been working with the throwing coach. I don't know if you can really fix the motion of what he throws, but hey, all to him, man. You got to give it to him for never giving up.
Yeah.
He's still trying. He's still fighting. He's still trying to make it his dream, be an NFL quarterback. He did it he did it a little bit for the Broncos. You can't hate him. He also went to the Jets.
Actually, I can hate him because he did upset the Steelers in that playoff
game.
Gosh, killing me.
And that's the thing.
And that was my
He knows. I don't know how or why, but he knows how to win.
Yeah.
He can throw 5 picks in 3 quarters, but throw 4 touchdowns in the 4th quarter and help you win a game.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is in him, but
I don't know.
Maybe that's what Chip Kelly saw. Maybe you want to give him a shot.
Maybe.
So we'll see. Maybe he gives him another tryout though. Maybe Chip Kelly says, "Hey, I had Tebow out here. You guys looking for a quarterback? Give him a shot."
Yeah.
Maybe a team like Tennessee or the Jets. Try to give him another shot. The Buccaneers. They got Jameis Winston. Probably Jameis Winston going to the Bucks. But
the Buccaneers.
Yeah, but.
Well, who
we'll
knows?
See.
Maybe they hang Matt Barkley or Mark Sanchez out as trade bait. Maybe if they like Tebow, they like what they see. That could be in their back pocket too. And then we were kind of. It wasn't until after the show wrapped up last week when it became official. But you did get a running back.
Yeah, we got 2 running backs.
Yeah,
DeMarco Murray and Ryan Matthews.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but
DeMarco
Murray was the big one. That was the speculation, but that was a big signing.
Yeah.
But I don't. Let me ask you, because you're an Eagles fan, then I'll give you my take. But if you could have DeMarco Murray or Shady McCoy right now with their careers, same salary, who would you rather have on your team? McCoy. Me too.
Yep.
So it had to be. The only reason they let him go has got to be because of the price tag, right?
Supposedly that's what it was.
I didn't see the numbers on
Supposedly
Murray's contract.
They had to give up to get a little back.
I
get that they got a linebacker, which they needed, but they still were able to sign Murray. For who knows how the contracts are worked out though.
Yeah.
There were so and so money, but maybe it's only guaranteed so and so money, and they were McCoy was supposed to get a lot more money than he was guaranteed. So that could be another thing too. So I was, like I said, just last week, disappointed to see McCoy go.
Yeah.
Top running back. Getting DeMarco Murray and Ryan Matthews. Hopefully they can fill his shoes.
Well, hopefully Murray
we still got like I said, still got Sproles.
Hopefully Murray will stay injury free. Yeah. So you've got a couple of good.
Hopefully both of them
backs. Yeah.
Hopefully both of them. Both of their careers, Murray's and Matthews, they've been riddled with injuries for sure. So if both of them stay healthy, it's just an A+ for us.
So the Bills kicking up a little bit of dust. They picked up Shady McCoy, and now they also, since the last show, had picked up Percy Harvin too.
Yeah,
it's a great pickup for them on the receiver end. Again, is EJ Manuel still going to be their quarterback?
Not sure.
Yeah, who was on their depth chart behind him?
Couldn't even tell you.
Yeah,
it's
never heard of him.
Yeah. So maybe they're out. There was one of the teams that'll draft one. So we'll have to see what they do though. But interesting what's going to go on up there. They got a great defense. So when you have great defenses, you've seen them in the playoffs.
Right.
You only need to score 2 or 3 touchdowns, get you a victory.
Absolutely. We're going to continue on with a little bit of NFL talk. We'll talk a little bit of NBA and some spring training baseball. So stay tuned here on Mos Bros Sports. We'll catch you when we come back.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
Looking for some swag? Make sure to check out monsterclothing.com. They got everything from V-necks, t-shirts, hoodies, baby dolls. And remember, custom orders are always welcome, and much more. They're just not on the site yet. www.monsterclothingco.com or call them at 888-49-MONSTER. 888-49-MONSTER. Hablamos español. Doo-doo-doo!
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
I used to be the governor, and all I do now is listening to Rant Radio Network. It's funny. It's unpredictable anytime. Governor.
Hey, welcome back to Mos Bros Sports, everybody. J-Mo and TBD, the bus driver here. Checking along here on a little bit of sports talk radio on a Mos Bros Wednesday.
No yelling on the bus.
Thank you, Mr. Bus Driver. So, I want to continue to talk a little bit about NFL. Was a couple of things happened this week that I thought kind of tied together that I wanted to talk about a little bit. I was kind of putting some thought into this. So it kind of relates to two different.
Didn't hurt yourself, did you?
No, not at all.
Okay,
not
good.
at all.
Good.
Great ideas every 5 minutes. Maybe every 4 for me. So one story kind of led to the other, and I hope I can articulate it properly to kind of get my point across here, which I don't think I should have a problem. English major.
Oh, let me spell that.
Articulate. ASSHOLE. Spell it. So, kind of a big deal was made about signing that the Cowboys made. Cowboys signed Greg Hardy from the Carolina Panthers. I think he was a free agent.
Correct.
And Greg Hardy has had a bit of a history with domestic violence.
Correct.
And Jerry Jones, owner of the Cowboys, has been a big advocate against domestic violence. Has really been speaking out against it. There's no room for in the game. Especially with the whole AP thing, the Ray Rice thing, all that stuff that happened in the last year. It's I'm sure it's always been an issue in the NFL. It's been more prevalent here in the last 6-8 months, and so people were kind of I don't want to say attacking Jerry Jones, but like, hey, you're saying this thing and you're doing another, and his stance on it was, well, that he understands the policy, he understands what it is, the guy's getting right. This is gonna be a non-issue. So. There's been a lot of comments and talk was being made. When all this domestic violence was going on, you're still seeing, women at Baltimore Ravens games wearing Ray Rice jerseys and stuff like that. Like the whole domestic violence thing doesn't matter. And my take on it is that I don't think it does. I don't think people care enough about what goes on in these athletes' personal lives to where it's going to affect them rooting, because they're rooting for the team.
Yeah.
They'll root for the players on their fantasy football. They'll root for the players to score for their team. But ultimately, if that guy's off the team, there's 10 others waiting behind him, waiting for that position to get the job done. And so to me, I don't think that people care. And I don't know that they necessarily should. I think that I understand that these players are in a spotlight.
I think they care about it.
Role models.
They care about it in the moment when it happens.
Right.
Give it some
But
time.
I think it's all PR. So I think it's just garbage. I think it's just what they have to do to save face and to not really mean it, but they just have to do a good PR stance. So My take on it is, and I know it's kind of cliche and it's been said before that, the NFL is the closest thing we have to modern day gladiators. And it's true. When you really think about it, I mean, these gladiators, when you talk back to the Roman times, Roman era, for, some of you on a history lesson here, they were mostly criminals. They were criminals, not part of society. They were, basically cast out from society, and they were to fight to the death. And it was very violent.
Maximus.
Football's a very violent sport. We love the violence of it.
Correct.
The rules have changed to kind of protect it a little bit. But I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, like people don't go, oh, and make that face when some receiver goes over the middle and gets his bonnet taken off. You know, people love to see that.
Looks like you lost your bonnet, baby.
You know what I'm talking about? Latimer, baby.
Mhm.
And so I was
ECU.
thinking about that, and part of me thinks like, it would be just the same as if you had like prison football. I was thinking, what was it? The Longest Yard? Is that the movie with Burt Reynolds and then Adam Sandler remade it? Was it The Longest Yard?
Yeah, but there's also
Or was
necessary.
it the whole 9 yards?
There's also necessary roughness.
Necessary Roughness too.
Yeah, when they come Sinbad.
I mean, you could do the same thing as long as there was a talent level there, or if there was enough violence. It doesn't matter who's underneath those helmets. It's just a matter that it's a violent sport and people want to watch it for that. It's all contact. It's as long as it's fast paced, there's contact, there's action, there's scoring. People are going to watch it. They don't care about the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And I don't know. Do you think that's right or is that wrong? Should we care who these people are and their moral character?
People have the right to have their own opinion. That's absolutely correct. Like I said, I think it's in the moment type of thing. It happened maybe a year ago now, I want to say, maybe less than that. And it was a big hype when it happened. I'm not, domestic violence, it's not right.
Absolutely.
I'm not agreeing with that at all. People were against it when it happened. 3-4 weeks later, it was a non-topic, non-issue. Nobody even knew who Greg Hardy was anymore.
Yeah, let me just say that really quick. I'm not one to say that people shouldn't care about domestic violence. Right. It's an important issue, and I'm absolutely against it.
Correct.
But I'm just saying, as a football fan, as a fan of the game, I don't think that the fans really care about that.
And I think most of society has it in themselves to not really forgive and forget. They're not going to forget what he did. But it's, they want to see somebody have a second chance, because I'm sure in life, parents have given their kids, if something might have happened, brothers and sisters, fathers and daughters, all that stuff, uncles and aunts, everybody deserves that. Somebody deserves a second chance.
I agree.
So, and I think that's what Dallas is doing. They'll probably have some press conference when they introduce him. I don't know if they have already. But they'll have something and they'll make him say something where he's apologizing and all that stuff. But that, that's the direction they're going to go in. He's going to come into camp. They'll probably talk about it for like the first 2 weeks of spring training, and that'll be it. The season will start.
It'll be a non-story.
A couple games will come on the season. They'll probably talk about it. And then, by the time they get to the playoffs, they'll be, this is a guy that, had domestic violence just this last year.
Redemption story.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they'll come up with something like that. It's all about the story, too. So, going back to it, what he did was absolutely wrong. Whether he deserves a chance. Dude, kid's only 24, 26 years old. I mean, that's his job. That's his way of life. I know he probably should have done, he's got to do, some community service or something like that. If the average Joe does something like that, we're going to jail for at least a night.
Absolutely.
We're going to do community service and work on the side of the freeway.
And that's a whole other thing. I mean, I don't really want to get into that right now, but I think not only athletes, but celebrities too.
Yeah.
So, but part of that would lead me to is, the violent part of the sport. And that seems to be all, not necessarily all, but that's a lot of the thing that is what fans care about is the entertainment value. And part of that entertainment value is big hits on the field. Because, I mean, let's when you watch, the old school NFL films, that's a lot of the cool highlights is the guys just getting laid out. And we had a young player retire this week, Chris Borland from the San Francisco 49ers. Sorry, Steve, Mondo, Jimmy.
Following, Patrick Willis retired.
Yeah, just retired too at a very young age.
Correct.
But Chris Borland only played 1 year. Defensive player. The guy was a stud.
Yeah, he was
24 years old.
Rookie year, top 5 in linebacker or top 5 in tackles for a
Filled
rookie.
that gap when Willis was out injured last year.
Great season.
Yeah.
And for him to step away to the game is absolutely, I think it's shocking. You don't see somebody retire at such a young age. You may see a player drop out because of an injury at such a young age, or they got into some trouble off the field at such a young age. But you never see somebody retire like this, especially coming off such a good season. Playing linebacker, playing for a good team.
A chance to make a lot of money in his future.
Exactly.
Set up basically him and his family for life.
So I guess he did a lot of studies, off the field, looked into a couple of the other players' stories, with concussions and syndromes and all that stuff. And he just felt like it was the right time for him to walk away, to his own choice. He wants to do what he wants to do. But I think it comes back to the whole entertainment thing. What happened is it's not the sport. You used to call it tackle football.
Okay.
The sport's called tackle football.
Right.
Nobody tackles anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's hitting each other.
I agree.
Nobody's tackling and wrapping up. That's why so many players back in the day weren't getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see those big hits from back in like the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. But most of the hits you saw on the normal field, they were wrapping up and tackling.
See a guy
hitting the numbers.
You see a guy get bent over. Yeah, exactly. You get bent over at the waist.
And I understand these players are bigger and faster, and they're moving at an unbelievable pace.
But so are the defensemen.
So they both are.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop you from making a tackle, not a hit. And that's what they're doing. They're leading with their heads because they have a helmet on, and that's how they're getting their concussions.
Mm-hmm.
If I saw something online the other day, rugby, probably almost the same contact as NFL.
No helmets.
Dudes are just as big, no helmets. Some of those guys were like those little ear pads, or
that's so they don't get cauliflower ears.
Maybe what that is too. I don't know. But their concussion rates at the NFL is like 10-1.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nuts. But that's because they tackle.
Right.
They don't just hit somebody because they don't wear helmets.
Mm-hmm.
These people have these helmets on, and they think it's going to protect them from running into a brick wall, and it's going to make the brick wall fall over.
Or even
that's how they're hurting themselves. They have all this equipment on. They think they're invincible when it goes to hit somebody else. But you got to realize that the person coming towards you has that exact same equipment on. It's not going to work for you.
No, same thing with MMA. I heard a comment about that earlier this year. MMA. They've got gloves on, but
they used to never wear gloves.
Right,
remember the Hoist Gracie, Ken Shamrock days?
Yeah,
they used to never wear gloves back in the day.
No gloves, but they wear gloves now, but they're very, very, very light gloves. Yeah. But no helmets, and guys get knocked out.
Yeah,
and sometimes there are concussions, but and that's a full contact. Without the pads and stuff like that. So it's just, but you don't see as many concussions there, and they've got different policies and procedures in place, from what I understand, that help protect the players. Right. Whereas in the NFL,
the NFL's gotten better at it though.
Yeah,
the whole concussion procedure. So.
We're running short on time here, but I did want to talk about that in the NFL a little bit. Spring training baseball, you're going next week.
Yes, sir.
I did hear an announcement today that Jock Peterson is going to be the starting center fielder opening day.
Nice.
I don't know if you've seen his stats so far in spring ball this year.
I saw him today. He had a great day.
He's hitting .429 in the spring ball so far, 12 for 18 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs, and that was including a 3-run jack he hit today off the Cubs. So
he went like 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 today or something like that.
Yeah, having a really good preseason. So we just hope that it continues.
Correct. Yeah,
I think I saw he hit like 30 home runs in the minors last year. He hit about 300. A little bit over 300 last year on a batting average. So
stolen bases.
Hope he does well. I'm sure Ethier will get in there in the beginning of the season and play a little bit of platoon to show some value. So he's some trade bait. We've talked about that a little bit before on the show.
Right.
And hopefully they could get some middle relief for him.
That'd be great, yeah.
Your thoughts on Jock Peterson so far? You like him?
Great young kid, man. Gotta love him. Gotta only see the upside from it. The only thing is, obviously, he's been in the minors. Is he ready for center field in the big leagues now?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have Puig playing right, in right field right next to him. That's a big guy. They have to communicate out there. They got to know when that ball's going in the gap, whose turn is it?
Yeah.
You don't want either one of them running into each other because you only know somebody's going to get hurt, and you can't afford to have either one of those guys hurt. Carl Crawford in left field playing solid offseason. Uribe at third still. Jimmy Rollins and Howie Kendrick been playing great up the middle.
Yeah.
Howie Kendrick's been looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Never hated on Howie Kendrick. Love him. Second baseman, myself.
Yeah.
I just love the way he played, man. Great, solid 280, 300 hitter. Gets RBIs, hits a decent amount of home runs. You got Mr. Automatic Gonzalez at first base. Guaranteed he's hitting 280 to 300, 20 home runs, close to 100 RBIs. So
absolutely.
Going into the season, nothing but first place, NL title, World Series, baby.
That's what we're going for.
Let's
also,
go.
just on a quick note, real quick, to our Orange County fans, Garrett Richards threw a little inter-squad game, 3 innings, 44 pitches. They said he looks really good, so we'll hope positive things for him. Thanks for tuning in to Mos Bros Sports. We'll catch you here next Wednesday at 7 o'clock on iRantRadio.com. Have a great week, everybody.
You have entered the Twilight Zone. Just kidding. It's only Rat Radio Network.